These days most people want cars that can go as far as possible on a tank, even if that extended range means they have to sacrifice some power. But what are the most fuel efficient cars you can buy? Exactly how efficient are the cars of today? Well, today we are going to find out. This is the most fuel efficient cars ever sold. Now most of the cars on this list are new, since the older generations didn't really care about emissions and fuel usage. But anyways, let's get into it. First car on the list, the Opel Astra 1 litre turbo 12 valve EcoFlex. Now that's a long name. The 3-cylinder turbo Opel Astra or Opel Astra is one of the most fuel efficient cars on the planet, and the performance isn't bad either. Look, it's not fast, but you have a 105 horsepower 3-cylinder petrol engine, family hatch that reaches 60 in about 10.5 seconds, and has a top speed of 121 miles per hour. Yes, it's not a race car, but you have more than enough oomph for your day-to-day driver. The car is stylish and has a nice interior and features a 60,000 mile warranty. But none of that is important in this list. This is a list about fuel economy, so how efficient is it? Well, it boasts an impressive 62.8 mpg or 26.6 kilometers per liter. That's impressive, and it equates to about 1,370 kilometers on one tank of fuel. Next up, the Toyota Yaris VVT-i. Now, I am a petrol head, so when you talk about the new Yaris, my mind automatically goes to the Yaris GR, which is an awesome rally homologation special. The Yaris GR is a 260 horsepower little rocket, but not today. Today we are talking about the Yaris 1 litre VVT-i. Like the previously mentioned Vauxhall, the Yaris is a 1 litre, but where the Astra has a turbocharger to assist it, the Yaris is naturally aspirated, which means the Yaris is much weaker and produces only 70 horsepower and 90 Nm of torque. What does this mean? Well, it means it's a really slow car. 100 is reached in 15 seconds, and I know the whole point of this car is fuel efficiency, but let's be honest, it's nice to have a car that can comfortably accelerate to speed. This little car you'll have to really push her every time you want to pull away or get onto the freeway. Anyways, the fuel consumption Toyota claims is 65.7 mpg or 27.9 kilometers per liter, which is really impressive. But I do wonder what the real life economy would be, since you'll really need to drive the car hard to match the traffic. Anyways, next up, the Peugeot 208 1.2 PureTech. If I was forced to buy a super small, super fuel efficient car, I would probably go for the Peugeot. I personally like the way it looks, on the inside and out. They are awesome cars for the price you pay. Now the engine is a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder non-turbo that produces 82 horsepower and 180 Nm of torque, so it's much weaker than the Astra. But I think it's drivable. 0 to 60 is reached in 12 seconds, which is a lot better than the 15.3 seconds the Yaris takes. Anyways, fuel economy. And this car is really quite impressive. Peugeot claims 67.3 mpg or 28.6 kilometers per liter. And the car can do 1,430 kilometers on one tank of fuel. Now that is impressive. Especially if you think, like my personal car can do about 370 k's on a tank, and it's got a 65 litre tank. So that's really impressive to me. Anyways, I digress. This car we're going to look at now was in another video I made. The fastest 2-cylinder cars. It's the Fiat 500 Twin Air, and yes, it's powered by a 900cc twin piston turbo engine, and it's actually faster than you would think. The tiny engine produces 103 horsepower and 140 Nm of torque. The car also only weighs 940 kilograms. All of this means 0 to 100 is reached in 10 seconds flat, while being one of the most fuel efficient cars on the planet. This little thing does 74.3 mpg or 31.5 kilometers per liter. Yeah, over 30 k's on a liter of fuel. This car is awesome, but there is one bad thing, the price. The Twin Air is quite an expensive little car. Starting price when new is around $25,000, or here in South Africa around 400,000 rand. So you can buy like a performance hatchback for the same price as this little twin piston car. But let's move on to the last car on the list, and the most fuel efficient car on the planet. This is the VW XL1. This is a car I want to do a whole video about in the future, and go more in depth on how VW achieved what they achieved here. The XL1 is a 1 litre diesel hybrid, So yes, it's a hybrid, which means there is electric power too. The XL1 is a two-seater that was designed specifically to be able to do 100 kilometers on 1 liter of fuel. Now before I tell you if they were able to achieve this, the car produces 70 horsepower and 140 Nm of torque, so not crazy numbers. 60 is reached in 12.7 seconds, which isn't bad, but still it's not a lot, but you would expect it from a car that's designed to go crazy far on a liter of fuel. How far can it go on a liter of fuel? The VW gives 261 miles per gallon or 110 kilometers per liter of fuel. That's just insane. Look, the car is really expensive, but it's a limited production special car that can do a stupid amount of Ks on just a bit of fuel. It's really quite an impressive car, and it looks awesome. Look at the doors. I mean, that's a pretty cool looking car. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I hope you guys found it interesting. I've got many more list videos. I've got videos on specific cars. I've got videos on my personal, that car I talked about that's so heavy on fuel. I've got videos on that thing. It's a single turbo 335i. I've got videos on my other car. I've got videos on my bike. I've got a lot of shit. Just go through it. I'm sure there will be something you enjoy. I'll check you guys in the next one. Chazai.